Krishna always sees Srimati Radhika in a newly way, in every fresh, beautiful form. And also Radharani also sees Krishna like that. So there's a competition of who will manifest a more beautiful form than the other one. So it's a competition between Radha and Krishna. In this world, the people want to show beautiful forms, isn't it? They want to be beautiful and attractive, isn't it? So in that world, the beauty of Srimati Radhika, her sweetness, is so beautiful, so sweet. When Krishna sees her beauty, Krishna also increases his own beauty more and more. The more Krishna increases his beauty and his sweetness, Srimati Radhika also increases her more, also her beauty and her sweetness more and more. So increasing, so it like reaches the ceiling. There's like no other way to increase, no other place to increase, but still increases. This is Viruddha Bhasha Alankar, means is the paradox. It's a paradox because there's no way, no place to grow, but still it increases more and more. The beauty and sweetness of Radharani and Krishna. Because Radharani is competing with Krishna, that's why her beauty and sweetness is increasing more and more. So it's supposed to increase more, but there's no place to increase more, but still it increases more. It's a paradox. So I'll give you an example, try to understand it very nicely. There's one glass of pani, or a cup of pani, a cup of water, which is full of water. If you drop one drop of water, if you pour one drop of water in the glass of water, in the cup, suppose a cup full of water, a cup of water full, a glass of water completely full. So if you put one drop more, it will overflow. How to say? Like it will fall down, overflow. Because the nature of the water is that it's equal, like homogeneous. Same. For example, the water is not like the surface of the water is always the same level. It's not, for example, part of the lake. There's a higher level of water in the other part of the same lake, lower level. No, water is always like flat in the surface, always on the same level. So imagine a cup of water. If you full of water, if you pour even one drop more of water in that cup, this drop will, like a drop of water, will also overflow. But Srimati Radhika, her beauty, her sweetness is increasing so much. There's no way more, no place more to increase, but it's increasing more. So where is it like merging? Where is it going? There's no place to grow, but still it's growing more. How is it possible? So there's no more place to grow, but it still is growing. This is Viruddha Bhasa Alankar. It's a paradox. This happens with Srimati Radhika. This describes in relation to Radha Tattva. Radharani has 3 paradoxes in her, or Viruddha Bhasha Alankar. Sometimes when time is there's opportunity, we discuss these things. It's so beautiful, all this katha. Pranaya is when the lover and beloved, they are so tied to each other because of their love and affection, completely bound to each other by their love and affection. So what happens? They see each other always in an ever fresh, beautiful form. Each moment more beautiful, more young, more fresh. This is called Nava Navayan Man Rup. Means you see your beloved every second, every moment in a more ever fresh, newly form. This is called pranaya. Parasparano sneha anubandhanam. Completely bound to each other by the love and affection. So that's why they are never separated. If there is meeting, there will never be separation. And if there is separation, they cannot live. They cannot live without each other. So they become completely bound to each other, jog, union. So they cannot be separated anymore. And if there was some separation, supposedly, that's hypothetically speaking, if there was a separation, they would never be able to live, to stay alive. So I give an example of Bhagavan Ramchandra. After Sita was kidnapped, Hanuman went to Lanka and he came to Sita and told her many things. So let's start in this point. Ravana had kidnapped Sita and took her to Lanka. After that, Ramachandra, Ramachandra took the army of monkeys and they built that bridge and everything. Because who would be able to cross the ocean, big ocean? Anyway, the Katha is so beautiful, but who would go? Lanka was very many jojan, like many miles far, very far. So at the end, Hanuman jumped. He jumped and he met Sita. At that moment, Bhagavan Ramchandra, he asked one thing to Hanuman. This is very beautiful Katha of Ramayana. It's about pranaya. Because remember, pranaya I'm saying, they become so much bound to each other by the love and affection. They are never separated. What did I say? Jadi kabu jog kabu nahi byog. If once they are united, they can never be separated. Try to understand very nicely. Parasparano sneha anubandhanam. Completely bound to each other by the love and affection. When this happens, they can never ever be separated. If they suppose they would be separated, suppose they cannot survive their life here. They cannot survive. They have to give up their body. So in this context of this story, what happens? Sita, Rama is asking, which question? He's asking whom? He's asking Hanuman. Which question? Hanuman, tell me honestly. Okay, you came now with news from my wife. You saw her in Lanka. Did you see her alive or dead? You have seen her, right? She was alive or dead? Because you remember Hanuman brought this ring of Ram. Sorry, this ring of Sita. Some ring that they had offered to the boatman and he gave back. Sita had one ring. Sita had one ring that she... Anyway, some ring that Sita gave this ring to Hanuman so that Hanuman would show to Ram, look, I saw Sita, look, she had this ring. Okay, so the ring was proof that he met Sita because Sita had the ring. But Ram asked Hanuman, okay, you saw my Sita, but she was alive or dead? And Hanuman asked, Prabhu, why are you asking this? Then Ramchandra gave a beautiful example. He said, prema is such a thing. Whether it's Sakya, Dasa Sakya Vatsalya Madhura Prem Conjugal mood. Prema is prema. When lover and beloved, they are meeting together because of their love, not because of lust, because of love. Do you understand? Because if you meet by lust, you can be separated. But if it's meeting or union by love, you can never be separated. Because lust is temporary. But the soul wants happiness. And Prem doesn't search his own happiness. Prema wants the love of your beloved, the happiness of your beloved. Love is always searching for how the beloved can be happy. Nothing else. This is the difference between lust and prema. Lust is temporary and prema is eternal and transcendental. Bayatmika? Huh? Like giving fear. Fire. Okay, so lust is horrible and prema is not horrible. Prema is so simple, so beautiful. So Ram asked Hanuman, did you see my wife? She was alive or dead? Hanuman asked Ram, why you are making such a question? I just told I met Sita. There are many kinds of meeting. So Ramchandra asked, did you see her alive? Did you really speak to her? Was she alive? So Ramachandra is asking all this. Hanuman asked, why are you saying this? Bhagavan Ramachandra told, look, prema is such a thing. If you once you're united with that person, you can never be separated. And if you separate, you can never survive. This is the dharma of, this is the nature of the divine love. Can never be separated. If you are separated, you will not survive. So there was a beautiful example Ramachandra told. Like my father, Dasharat Maharaj, he used to love me so much, Vatsala Prem, paternal love. When I left Ayodhya to fulfill the orders of my father, the words of my father, he could not survive my separation from me. You see, Dasharath Maharaj left his body just calling out Haram, Haram. There are not only one example, there are many examples about this. Like the story of Shravana Kumar, the son of Andha Muni, the blind Muni. He's not Bhagavan. Do you understand? Shravana Kumar went to fetch water to give water to his blind parents. Then at that time, Dasharath Maharaj threw the Shabda-Bedi Ban, an arrow that moves according to the sound of the target. And then this arrow hit the chest of Shravana Kumar and Shravana Kumar left his body. Then Dasharath Maharaj came bringing the dead body of Shravana Kumar and brought this dead body to the parents of the boy. They were blind, the parents. So the parents also gave body at that moment, feeling separation from their son. So this is not for only Bhagavan, like this is, you cannot, this thing that you die feeling separation, this also happens not only for Bhagavan. Example of Shravana Kumara and his parents. Like if there is love, you cannot survive separation. You cannot survive the separation. So when my father gave up his body feeling separation, means Madhurya Prema is higher than Vatsala Prema, isn't it? This is, Shastra is explaining this. So Sita, she has so much love for me. Which kind of love? Conjugal mood love. Conjugal mood is higher than Vatsala. lover-beloved mood. How can Sita be alive without me? Who is asking? Bhagavan Ramachandra is saying, asking Hanuman this question. So, have you really seen my wife alive? So, if she's alive, I cannot understand how is love defined, because how possible she's alive? Then Hanuman gave a beautiful answer. Which answer? The Ramayana is saying this answer in such a beautiful way. Hanuman is not an ordinary person. Yes, Hanuman told Ram, Sita was about to die, this is true. When Ravana took Sita, kidnapped her, before even arriving to Ashoka Vartika in Lanka, Sita was already ready to give up her body. But she couldn't give up. She was about to, but she couldn't give it up. Why? Nama Prahara Nivasi. Tulsidas is saying this verse. Nama Prahara. Tulsidas is saying. There are two security guards sitting beside Sita. How many? Two. Two security guards are there. Who? The two syllables of your name. Ra and Mo. Ramu. Pahar means security guard. Your holy names are like security guards. That Sita cannot give up her body. Sita is always chanting your names. And Sita is always thinking about you only, nothing else. And her eyes are always fixed in your lotus feet. You know what is kapart? No, like before. Doorstep? No. Something to close. Like something to close a door or some gate. Something like this. Like cancela. You know, like when there is a train before to close the railways, they put something, nobody can cross, no car, no one can cross, this kind of big thing in the middle of the road. It's like something which completely blocks the way. So her meditation, her eyes are only in meditation only in you, and her eyes only in your lotus feet. Okay, coming back. Meaning of pranaya. So Mahaprabhu, Krishna wanted to know the glories of the love of Srimati Radhika. Pranaya mahima. Srimati Radhika has so much love for me. I don't have this kind of love. Lock. So there's a lock also. The lock is also locked. So there are security guards, there is a like kind of gate or something, and also a lock. So the life air of Sita cannot come out of her body. First of all, two security guards. Who are they? The two syllables of the name of Ram. So there's two security guards, and also her meditation only in Ram. Means that dhyana means when your mind is completely focused in only one thing. And her eyes are only looking at Bhagavaram's feet. So it's not possible for her life air to go out. There's no way for the life air to escape. So I'm just saying this because pranaya is such a thing that the lover and beloved cannot survive without each other. If sometimes if they will be united, they'll never be separated again. Krishna himself is saying, I don't become crazy like this. Who is Divya Unmadini, like crazily mad for love? Srimati Radhika. Like she sees a black cloud and Radharani is thinking, it's me, and she runs trying to embrace a cloud. She sees a black Tamal tree and she also wants to embrace the Tamal tree. Krishna is thinking, I don't have these kind of feelings in my heart. Do I? No. Krishna is seeing a tree and thinking, oh, you're Radharani and embracing a tree. Krishna is not doing that. But Radharani sees a black tree, she becomes crazy, mad, laughing and thinking it's Krishna. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami describes this in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Radharani feels this illusion in her heart, Brahma, thinking that the Tamal tree is Krishna. Okay, there are so many trees in Vrindavana. Why Srimati Radhika has so much deep attachment specifically for the Tamal tree? Why? You see, always when Radharani speaks about the tree, she's speaking about the Tamal tree. Actually, Srimati Radhika, she's always glorifying Krishna. Krishna thinks, I'm not doing these things. Prema becomes so condensed. Sometimes a leaf, a dry leaf. If I step on a dry leaf, a sound is coming. Krishna hears this and thinks, oh, Radharani is coming to the kunja. Look how he sees bhava. So pranaya means paranusnehanubandhanam, completely bound by the love and affection, and darshane atriptata means never satisfied to see each other. They saw each other and like Gurudev gave one example. Gurudev himself said, so a girl got married, came to the house of the in-laws. The face of the bride is covered by a veil. But everybody's curious, is this bride really beautiful? Finally, when they remove the veil from the bride, they see actually she has no teeth, or not nice teeth, tooth, one eye also like crooked. She's ugly. So what I want to say is that we feel so much ananda, happiness when we see God, and after having feeling the happiness, But again you want to see him more, eager to see him more and more. This lalasa, this eagerness to see him more and more. And the more you see him, you always see him in a new way. Every time you look at him, he always looks more beautiful, more new, more fresher. So what is pranaya? That's I'm trying to describe. What is pranaya? You tell me. When lover and beloved are hero and heroine, they are bound by the rope of love, prema sutra. They'll never be separated. If they would be separated, they cannot survive without each other. Another point I told, so this is first point. Second point, the beauty and sweetness of Krishna is so much, but Radharani's beauty is also increasing and her beauty and sweetness is also increasing like twice. This is called paradox or virodha bhasha alankar. There's no place to increase, but still it increases more and more. So coming to the katha, Krishna is thinking that Radharani has so much deep love. One person will suffer in separation or will long for something. For example, a person when he's hungry or thirsty, he will also like long or want so much water and food. But if some person is full, has just eaten, or maybe the person is sick, his belly is not good, he'll be okay, only a little bit will eat and it's enough. But in pranaya, you're always eager for more. You're never satisfied. So this is called darshane atriptata. It's okay. Darshane atriptata, do you understand? He is not satisfied. You want to see him more and more and more and more. So Krishna Kaviraj Goswami is saying, how is his beauty? So Krishna wanted to know, after Radharani Srimati Radhika is relishing my beauty and my sweetness, what is she feeling? Krishna himself wants to relish this rasa. So Krishna brought from Goloka Vrindavana the mood and complexion of Srimati Radhika, and he appeared in Navadip Dham. This is what's being said. Okay, so we were hearing Srimati Radhika, she has pranaya. What is pranaya? Remember I told two things about pranaya. First, parasparano sneha anubandhanam. What did I say? Parasparano sneha anubandhanam. Completely bound to each other. Anubandhanam. Parasparano means each other. Bandhanam, tied to each other, tied. And sneha, love and affection. And second, darshane atriptata. Darshana means seeing, atriptata means not satisfied. In this world there are 3 times, past, present and future. What are the 3 times in this world? Present, past and future. But in the spiritual world there's only one time, one tense. Which tense? Which time? Nitya Vartaman Kal. What did I say? Eternal present. Nitya Vartaman Kal. Like when we speak something, automatically the points of clocks, arms of the clock have already passed that time. When something comes, when a word comes out of our mouth, immediately that became past. But in the realm of Lord, it's not like that. In the realm of Lord, in the abode of Lord, there's only the eternal presence. Nitya Vartaman Kal. Which time? Nitya Vartaman Kal. But this is another paradox, Virodhabhasa. Because first we said there's only the eternal presence, but this doesn't exist. Ek ki? Sorry? Because we're saying when we say something, that thing already becomes past. Time is passing. So how can you say there's an eternal present, Nitya Nitya Vartaman? So this is another paradox, Virodhabhasa. So third thing, Krishna is also thinking, what is my beauty, my sweetness, that Srimati Radhika always is relishing? What is it? Krishna is also thinking, I am Vishaya Vigraha. Which Vigraha? I am the object of the love. And Srimati Radhika is shelter of the love, Ashraya Vigraha. So I want to relish the mood of Srimati Radhika, Bhava Madhurya. Yes. What is her beauty and her sweetness? That's why Mahaprabhu appeared in the womb of Mother Shat. This look is saying. So what's the first reason I just told? Sharadaya, pranaya, mahima, Krishna, Krishna wants to know what is the glory of the love of Srimati Radhika, pranaya, mahima. And pranaya means parasparanam, snehana, bandhanam. Lover and beloved are completely bound to each other by their love and affection. So I give the example of Hanuman, that Sita couldn't die even though she was separated from Ram. You should memorize this verse from Ramcharitmanas. Nama prahara nivasinishi dhyana tamara kapat. Third, Krishna is thinking, after relishing my sweetness, what is the happiness Srimati Radhika is feeling in her heart? So to relish these three things, Krishna himself, he came from Goloka Vrindavan with his eternal associates to this world, Mahaprabhu. So there's one more main reason why Mahaprabhu came. What was it? The calling of Advaita Acharya. He's Mahavishnu Avatar. Pergunta pro Jai Krishna se ele quer ouvir o rádio, que ele me disse que estava sem rádio. Se ele quer. So when Advaita Acharya came to Bengal, he saw there were so many Sahajis like Bekis living here, doing so many bad things. No Brahmana was chanting the proper mantras, not reading the Vedas, nothing. At that time, Advaita Acharya was thinking, they are Pashandis, very low kind of men. Like, people are not following varnashrama-dharma. Another point. Here, the people, persons that are not following rules, vyabhicharis. The Brahmanas are going to the Ganges. They're holding their sacred thread in their hands, and they are actually quarreling to each other or debating dry logic things, shushka tarka, dry logic debates without any meaning, proper meaning, like useless talks. Shushka tarka, dry logic arguing. Example is given. One Brahmana said, why you, what? Brushing the teeth? What? Brushing the teeth to north, right? Why do you brush your teeth to the east? You should brush it to the north, or like, what is the fruit of discussing if you're massaging your body with oil facing the east or the north? What is the difference, right? But the Brahmanas were discussing, debating or arguing over this kind of useless things. They were not describing, not speaking the Veda mantras. Then Advaita Acharya thought, I am Mahavishnu. And I'm also Sadashiv, so I'll just destroy this whole universe. I'll kill everyone. Then an aerial voice came. Advaita Acharya, be patient, because your own Lord, very quickly, he will appear. And he will reconcile or solve all these issues. So this aerial voice came. Then Advaita Acharya thought, okay. Then Advaita Acharya, he took some water from the Ganges. He put on his head, and then he prayed to Lord. Huh? Sorry? Advaita Acharya took Tulasi and water of the Ganges, and he did a vow, made a vow. Prabhu, very quickly you should appear. If any person offers any water of the Ganges to God, Bhagavan sells himself to this person. The air voice told that in a very short time, the master of Advaita Acharya, your Prabhu, would appear in the material world. But very soon means when, who knows? So that's why Advaita Acharya took the tulsi leaf and the water of the Ganges. Avahana called, and he called. If any great devotee calls devotee in this way, then Bhagavan himself has to come, is bound to come, must come, he cannot deny it. So the second cause of the appearance of Mahaprabhu is the avahana of Advaita acharya, his calling, the calling of Advaita acharya. He's a great devotee, Bhagavat. She's asking why the calling of the Advaita acharya is one of the main reasons. Gurudev says, yes, it's the main reason. Why? Why not? Huh? He is a Uttam Bhagavat. If an Uttam Bhagavad is calling to you, you have to leave and go where he's telling you to go. Gurudeva comes to the disciple and says, you come here. The disciple, what will the disciple do? Oh no, Gurudeva, I'm here, Harikatha, I cannot go where you're saying. Like Gurudev, you told we should have to listen to Harikatha, and you are telling me to go somewhere else or not go because you told we have to listen to Harikatha. No. If Guru is telling you to go somewhere or calling you, the duty of the disciple is give up everything and go. Otherwise, it's an offense, and dishonor to Guru Abhagya. Do you understand? So the calling of Advaita Acharya, he called God. You have seen the photo, Advaita Acharya raising his hands, arms, and maybe you saw also Radha Krishna in the picture. Anyway, see Mathura Mat they have in there, next to the wall, to the altar. Anyway, so Krishna himself is thinking, what is my sweetness, my beauty that Srimati Radhika is always relishing? Krishna wants to know. So Krishna, to relish this moods of Srimati Radhika, do swarup vibhajit, do swarup. Huh? Two forms. Vibhajit means divided. Okay. So he said Krishna to relish this mood of Srimati Radhika, he had to divide into forms. He should come in his own form, Krishna form. But Srimati Radhika thought, Krishna is coming, he wants to relish my sweetness, my moods. The body of Krishna will not be able to tolerate my moods, to put up with my moods. So, first I told about Krishna Swarup, form of Krishna. So he's coming in his own form, in the form of Krishna. At that moment, Srimati Radhika herself should thought, considered, to relish my mood, the body of Krishna will not be able to tolerate this, because prema becomes in such a state that looks like if you put all the fire of all limited universe in one side, and also all the cold of all the unlimited universe in the same side, means together all the cold of all the universe and together all the heat, and mix this together, all the heat, all the cold of all the unlimited universes. This is the feeling that prem gives. So prema is hot or cold? Cold. Do you understand? For example, I think Jiva Goswami gave an example. When you cry, your tears are cold or hot? Hot. Your tears are cold or hot? Hot. Some people say hot, some people say cold. Some people say they're cold, some people say they're hot. So if you cry for love, it's cold. The tears are cold. But if you cry, if you cry for other things other than love, then the tears are hot. So when Krishna is coming from Goloka Vrindavan, why? Because Advaita acharya has called him. So also at the same time, Krishna wanted to relish the prema of Srimati Radhika. Sorry, Krishna was coming alone from Goloka Vrindavana to appear in this material world. Krishna is coming. At that moment, Srimati Radhika thought, oh, my beloved Krishna. He wants to relish my divine transcendental mode. Krishna cannot actually relish all these divine transcendental modes that I have. Another point is that when prema comes in the heart, like Krishna's body won't be able to tolerate or to feel all this love. That's why when Krishna was coming, Srimati Radhika covered his whole body. She covered it. Jiva Goswami told, Anta Krishna, Bahir Gaura. Inside his Krishna, outside his Gaura. Bahir Gaura means Srimati Radhika. She covered completely Krishna. Do you understand? So Mahaprabhu told Ramananda, this golden collar is actually Srimati Radhika. Ramananda told, Prabhu, I have one doubt. Before I saw your form as a sannyasi. Then I saw, after some time, I have the darshan of both, Radha and Krishna. Understand? So, when Krishna was coming, from where? From Nitya Goloka Vrindavana Dham to this material world. Why? Because to relish these moods of Srimati Radhika. When he was coming, about to come. No, he was coming already. He was on the way. And Krishna was thinking what he was thinking. Krishna said, I am Vishaya Vigraha, object of the love. Srimati Radhika is shelter of the love. How I will be able to relish this mood of Ashraya Vigraha? Not completely, I will be able to do that. Another point. When Srimati Radhika falls in the jungle because of the transcendental madness, she feels so much pain in her body. Huh? Krishna? Huh? Tears.
The pleasure of Krishna.
Do you understand or not? Actually, whatever Radharani does is for Krishna's happiness. That's why Srimati Radhika completely covered the body of Krishna. Mahaprabhu told Ramananda, I'm giving an example. Mahaprabhu told this golden collar is actually Srimati Radhika covering, and Radharani does not touch anyone besides Krishna. Mahaprabhu told Ramananda, actually, my form is blackish, Krishna Varna. Actually, this golden color you see is Srimati Radhika covering completely my body. Mahaprabhu himself said to Ramananda. This is another paradox, Virodhabhasa, Alankar. How did Srimati Radhika cover his body completely? How? This is called Jogamaya's job. Nothing else. Srimati Radhika was also thinking, okay, I see the beauty and sweetness of Krishna, I relish it, but how can Krishna relish his own beauty and sweetness? Not possible. So inside his Krishna, outside his Gaura, Srimati Radhika. Inside Mahaprabhu he's Krishna. Or externally, he's Gaura. And Srimati Radhika herself. There's a beautiful conception about this. There's no difference between Nam and Nami, name of the God and God himself. Also no difference between Deha, Dehi, his body and himself. Ekatma. There's no difference between God and his name, God and his form. Srimati Radhika and Krishna are only one, actually. Just to manifest and perform Leelas and relish pastimes, they manifest in two forms. So Krishna was about to come to relish the moods of Srimati Radhika. Then Srimati Radhika herself, she covered the body of Krishna. And Mahaprabhu himself told this. This is the evidence. So the secondary reason is the calling of Advaita acharyas. People are not following Vidimarga, the rules and regulations of the scriptures. The Brahmanas were not chanting the mantras. They were not reading the Vedas and studying the scriptures. They were going to the Ganges river and they were meeting each other and they were quarreling over stupid things. Like what? Chaitanya Charitamrita explains. Like one Brahmana was brushing his teeth. Another Brahmana came and said, "Oh, you're so foolish. This is the east. You don't see the sun is coming." Shastra explains, you should never brush your tooth facing the east. Another told, in which Shastra it's written this? So then they started to throwing what? Marpit. Oh, they are beating each other because of this. Advaita Acharya saw this kind of situations. Rich people, they were doing what with the money? What they were doing? Wasting money. How wasting the money? Making the wedding ceremonies of cats, female cat and male cat, because they didn't have elsewhere to spend the money. So they were not using the money to serve the saints in the temple. They were drinking alcohol, doing bad things. Then Advaita Acharya, he called Bhagavan. So these two things are the main reason why Mahaprabhu came. Krishna came as Mahaprabhu. Sure. Krishna thought even more. Srimati Radhika becomes so attracted seeing my form. What kind of happiness she's feeling in her heart when she sees me? Sometimes we feel some happiness when we see something. Some things you feel happiness when you eat that thing. Sometimes you feel happiness by looking. Sometimes you feel happiness by eating something. Depends on the thing. For example, rasgulla. You feel happiness when eating, not looking. But what do you feel happiness by looking? Okay? Full. The flowers, you feel happiness by looking at the flowers. You feel happiness by looking at the flowers or not? And from eating fruits, you have happiness. So some happiness come by looking, some by eating, depends on the thing, on the things. So Krishna was thinking, what is my beauty and sweetness? That all these gopis, they are looking at me and ravishing my beauty. So the gopis, they feel like a party for the eyes of the gopis, like Nayanam Utsavam. Like gopis feel so happy, just look at Krishna when he's going for cow grazing. Krishna is going with his sakhas, and then the gopis just eager to see Krishna. All of them, actually all the Vrajavas, they come out of their houses and they see Krishna. They try to look at Krishna until like the horizon, until like they can, he's in their field of vision, like how to say, their eyes reach Krishna. Krishna is saying, I don't have this kind of moods in my heart like Srimati Radhika's. So who is higher than me? Srimati Radhika is higher than me. So the same Krishna is thinking after. How can I also feel this happiness that Srimati Radhika feels in her heart? How can I realize this happiness, feel the same? It's already 9 p.m. So much happiness in seeing Krishna. Completely destroys the happiness of Brahma. Even the happiness of Vaikuntha, Yodha, Dwarka, Mata. If you put in one side of the scale, all the beauty of Vaikuntha, Yodha, Dwarka, even Goloka Vrindavan, and another side, only the beauty of Srimati Radhika. Srimati Radhika's beauty is so much more than all the other beauties. So Krishna is also thinking, what is this beauty and qualities of Srimati Radhika? What does she have? Because even my mind becomes so attracted by her. Fourth is establishing Yuga Dharma. You should also remember that. Fourth reason, Yuga Dharma, Stapan, establishing the Yuga Dharma. According to time, the demons come and they destroy the varnashrama-dharma. At that moment, Lord himself, to kill the demons and to establish the varnashrama-dharma, Bhagavan appears in this world. Krishna felt this eagerness in his heart, this greed. So he himself wants to see his own beauty and sweetness, and he felt greed for that. Does this happen? Who wants to see his own beauty and sweetness? Maybe you see others' happiness and others' beauty and sweetness, but not your own. So Krishna wants to know his own beauty. Sundarata Barishta. In the Rasasthali, When Krishna manifests his beauty in the Rasa Lila, Srimati Radhika is 2 fingers more beautiful and more attractive than him in the Rasa Lila. So there is a competition of beauty and qualities of Radha and Krishna. So there is a competition. Who can manifest more beauty and more qualities and sweetness? Radharani and Krishna are competing. Oh yeah, I was talking about when the demons have destroyed the varnashrama-dharma, then Swayam Bhagavan, to establish varnashrama-dharma, he manifests in this world along with his associates. Yada yada, this sloka explains, yada yada he dharma. Pranaya sadhanam is another verse also. Age after age, millennium after millennium, Lord comes with his associates to this material world. So the two main reasons, primary reasons and 2 secondary reasons. Do you remember? What are the first 2 primary reasons? You tell me. Tell me. Primary reason. First of the primary reasons is described in this verse. Shradaya, pranaya, mahima, krishna. So actually it's three greeds that Krishna had. 3 greeds. So he wants to know the glory of the love of Srimati Radhika. What is the beauty and sweetness that Srimati Radhika sees in Krishna? And third, what is the happiness she's feeling when she relishes his beauty? So this is the first. And then primary second reason is the calling of Advaita acharya. So the duty of Mahavishnu is to create, and Sadashiva is the destroyer. The Advaita acharya thought, I am the creator, I can destroy. Because nobody is following the Yuga Dharma of chanting the holy names. So he wanted to destroy the whole world. Then there was an aerial voice saying, hey Advaita acharya, be patient, because very quickly your Lord will appear in this world. Then Advaita acharya became very more patient and started to meditate. So the calling of Advaita acharya is the second primary reason why Krishna came as Mahaprabhu. Okay, and then the Yuga Dharma Stapan and Nama Prem Prachar, this is secondary reason. Establishing the Yuga Dharma and preaching the holy names with Prem. Actually, to establish the Yuga Dharma and to preach the holy names with Prem, this is not the duty of Brajendra Nandana Shyama-Sundara. Do you understand? This is in another department's duty. The duty of Krishna is actually what? Just do amorous pastimes with the gopis, that's it. His only duty is that. Brajendra Nandana Shyama-Sundara has only one duty, to do prema vilas, amorous pastimes with the gopis. Other duties like creation and other stuff, they are for other avatars. This is the thing. For example, creation. Or for example, creation by Brahma. Like by Vishnu, Lord is nourishing everyone. And actually Vishnu is also killing the demons. the jivas who are doing wrong, they are chastised, punished by Lord Vishnu also. So Advaita Acharya was thinking, I am the creator as well as the destroyer. Then at that moment, there was an aerial voice. Hey Advaita Acharya, be patient. Very quickly your Prabhu will appear in this world. And he will establish the varnashrama-dharma. Then Advaita Acharya offered the water of the Ganges and tulsi leaf to Lord, and then that's why very quickly Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan, appears in the womb of Shachi Mata in the form of Gaurango. Who understood and who did not understand? So there are two reasons why Mahaprabhu came as Krishna came as Mahaprabhu. Two primary and two secondary. Okay, two primary, Shirada Pranaya Mahima, it's subdivided in also three. So in one shloka actually it describes three reasons. What is the real feeling that Srimati Radhika has in her heart? Krishna has this eagerness to know. So you are eating the rasagula, but who is looking at you eating, he is having this eagerness. So you're eating the rasagula, but one person is looking at you and he's eager to know the taste. Look how interesting. And secondary reason? Okay, second of the primary first. So the second of the primary is the calling of Advaita Acharya, and the secondary reasons Nama Prema Prachar and Juga Dharma Stapan. Nam Prema Prachar, this is not the duty of Krishna. Nama Prema Prachar, preaching the name, all the names and Prem. This is the duty of Yuga avatars. In all Yuga, in each Yuga, a Yuga avatar will come. This is the duty of Yuga avatar, is not the duty of Krishna. The duty of Krishna is only one. Which one? To do prema vilas, amorous pastimes with the gopis. That's it. You know Krishna is dhira-lalita-nayaka. The always hero without any worries. Then maybe you ask, what is a dhira-lalita-nayaka? Do you know? What is the dhira-lalita-nayaka? He has four qualities, she's saying. Dhira-lalita-nayaka has four qualities. Which kinds? Which qualities? First of all, Prayasi Basibut, controlled by the beloved. Nishintata, without any worries. Parihaspato, Nitanavayamana. Parihaspato, he's very expert in joking and laughing, making others laugh. Speaking. And also he is Nitanavayaman, his form is always youthful. So we're saying that Krishna Brajendra Nandana, he's coming, but this Krishna, he's coming to relish the rasa of Srimati Radhika. He came to relish the essence of love. Prema ras nirjas. Actually, when Krishna came, all the avatars also came inside him. All the avatars came inside also. to kill the demons, Vishnu came. The duty of Rajendranandana is not to kill the demons. This is the duty of whom? The Juga avatar has this duty of killing the demons. But because Krishna came, he also came along to preach the Nam Prem, means the Nama Prem, whole names with Prem, all this. This is the duty of Juga avatar. But when Krishna comes, all the avatars are inside him. So that's why externally it looks like Krishna is doing that. For example, killing demons. Vrajananana does not, his duty is not to kill any demon. To preach holy names that will give the prem. This is also not the duty of Brajendranandana Sundar. This is the duty of Yoga avatars. Because each person, each avatar has one different function or duty in different departments. But Lord, Krishna himself, he has no worries and he can just enjoy pastimes with the gopis. Many people say the Atanarpatacharinchirat shloka is the main reason why Krishna came as Mahaprabhu, but it's not true. The secondary reason, not the main reason. So after relishing Unnata Ujjala Ras, Mahaprabhu is giving a little bit to the jivas, distributing a little bit. He is relishing himself and also making others also relish. Here Rupa Goswami is saying, May Shachanandana Gaura Hari appeared in everyone's hearts. So the word Va means, Sparatu Va, Shachanandana means in everyone's hearts. In your hearts, in my heart also. Actually, he's not talking about himself. May Mahaprabhu appear in everyone's hearts. Another reason? 4 already I spoke. So to kill the demons, these are secondary. Especially Bhagavan appeared in this world to give mercy to his devotees. Anugrahaya Bhaktanam. When Bhagavan comes from the spiritual world and comes to this world, is actually to give mercy, anugraha. To give mercy to whom? To the devotees who are feeling so much separation. And so many devotees that are feeling so much separation, eager to see Krishna. to give darshan to this kind of devotees. So Bhagavan mercifully appears in this material world. Examples given. Especially in Rama Lila, this happened a lot. How many devotees were so much eager to see Ram? For example, Sabari. Which example? Sabari. Her Gurudeva had told her one day, Shri Ram will come in this cottage. You see how much faith she had in the words of her Guru. This is keep in your heart the words of your Guru and don't think about anything else. Guru Mukha Padma Chitete Kuri. So then from this day on, Sabari, she was plucking beautiful flowers and decorating the path of the cottage like a carpet. Mahaprabhu, Ramachandra will come and I want him to step in very soft floor. So that's why she put those flowers, petals, every day. So Bhagavan appears to give darshans to this kind of devotees. After Sita was kidnapped, Ram came in the ashram of Sabari with Lakshman. He came. So these devotees which are so eager to see God, you have to give attention in two things in that realm of bhakti. Utkanta, eagerness, and you have to be absorbed, avish. One disciple told his guru, I understood about avish, absorption, but what is utkanta, eagerness? What is eagerness? Actually, you cannot survive without that thing if you don't attain that thing. This is utkanta. They translate as eagerness, no? Longing. Absorption and kanta means throat. So the disciple asked Guru, Gurudev, you told that in the realm of bhakti two things are very important, absorption and intense longing. Okay, absorption, we understand. Absorbed. But what is utkanta? So the disciple asked his Guru, Gurudev, please give me an example. Gurudev said, we cannot survive without oxygen, isn't it? Without breathing. Or we cannot survive without water. It's 9:30. Everything's ready. Okay, after 2 minutes. I'm just telling about utkanta. Then Guru said, okay, tomorrow come with me. So they went to bathe. The next day, the disciple was bathing next to the Guru. He dunked, dipped in the water, and then the Guru was holding his head inside the water. And after some time, then finally the Guru put him out of the water again. The disciple said, Gurudeva, I almost died. The disciple told Gurudeva, you were holding my head under the water, I couldn't breathe, I was almost dying. Then Guru asked his disciple, what were you thinking when I was holding you under the water? The disciple said, I was only thinking I want to breathe again. Some air, I need oxygen. Isn't it? I was not thinking about anything else. Guru told, exactly. This is utkanta, intense longing. When we become only with this intense desire. Actually, why Krishna is standing up in the altar? He's not sitting down, he's standing up. You are sitting down here. But the Thakurji in the temple, she's standing. Thakurji, he's standing. Why Krishna is standing? If any disciple is, if any devotee is very eager to see me, I don't want to be late to give darshan to him. I'll go running and give darshan. This is eagerness. We cannot survive without him. For example, we cannot survive without oxygen or food. We cannot live without water. So in the same way, we'll have darshan when we will have this intense longing, utkanta. This is true. In the Lilas of Mahaprabhu also we see this. I was sitting here waiting for you. Everything is outside. Okay.